Hi, Josh here, and you're watching Inside 610 Bob, where I don't do a video about repairing a hoist. It's because it works. It was, if you don't remember, last week, I got a hoist off of eBay for $100 plus 98 to ship. The guy said that it wasn't working. He plugged it into nothing. So I got it. After messing around with it, I found out that the problem was, a transformer was fried. What most likely happened is when they ripped it out of the building it was in, they also disconnected the trolley, a motorized trolley, which allowed it to go back and forth on a beam. When they did this, they didn't do a very good job. Generally, you like to disconnect all your wires. Well, I think they just ripped it. So when they tried to test it, it blew out the transformer. Actually, first it probably blew out the fuse because that was missing. Then the transformer blew. Not blew. Blew. Bew's not a word. Anyway, so after messing around with it, I just pushed in the relays. It worked. Oddly enough, the relays are 110 volt. The transformer converts to 220 to 110, which is weird. But anyway, to get it to work, for now, I kind of did an electrical no-no. Flying here. I did a kind of electrical no-no to use ground as common to get the 110 volts off my 220. You really shouldn't do that. I have it switched off at the breaker. I'm looking for another transformer to actually fix it, or a 5-pole plug since it's 3-phase. But anyway, it works. Also, the odd thing is, I think they put some controls or something on the 3rd phase, like maybe the brake or something, because when I first got it, it wouldn't run. I pushed in the relays going, eh. It sounded like the motor was trying to start, but it wasn't. After messing around, I decided to just switch L1 and L2 or something like that, and it worked. So, but I did waste like 2 or 3 hours and took the thing half apart to find out I only had to switch a couple wires. So, there is that. Claw build. Yes, the thing I broke. It's somewhat repaired. As you can probably see, I just kind of took some 3/8 plate steel, sandwiched it onto the quarter after cutting out the damaged and replacing the damaged area, and just weld it together. Don't worry, that'll be included in the claw build. So you'll see it. Also, something a little different. I was watching this show on Netflix. It's Street Customs. Yes, I had to look that up. Sorry. Season 2, episode 6. They're trying to they're modifying a Bentley. And one of the things they're trying to do is to get a Segway into the trunk via a lift. It's for the it was for the owner of Monster, or the CEO of Monster, somebody. He was partially disabled and couldn't walk, but could stand on a Segway. So they were trying to get the Segway into the trunk without him having to lift it up, or have somebody lift it up. What they tried to do, and I got a pretty picture, as you can see. I drew it myself. Let me get the picture up myself so I can see it. The green part is an arm. It's like it's basically like a mini crane. It's probably for lifting wheelchairs into like a pickup truck or a van. So, from what I could tell, it could swing left to right. I think the arm articulated up and down, and it had a winch. This thing was big, though. They tried to make it smaller to fit inside the trunk, because a Bentley isn't really known for trunk space. So they made it smaller. Now, this could just be editing, but it looked like it was a big, long process to try to get the thing in there, and at the end, you had to basically move a arm around manually to try to get the thing into the trunk of the car. You're basically operating a crane to try to get a Segway into a car. Well, I came up with something a little better. Now, yes, I know, great graphics. The Segway is the red thing. The gray part coming from the green part is a rope. I'm not a designer. Leave me alone. The green bar. Now this is key. The green bar is spring-loaded, so it shoots. Well, shoots the wrong. It slides out of the trunk to pick up the Segway and slides back in. Now, how does it do this? Springs. I just said that. It was the way I thought of it is to have it slide in and out of a tube. Well, in a tube. When there's no tension on it through the winch cable, it would spring out, allowing you to run the cable down, hook it up to the Segway. Then as you bring it up, the winch cable will go up, hit the green bar, basically lock up, and then start pulling the bar in. Now you're probably gonna have to maneuver the Segway a little, like push it down or whatever, but it will or two buttons in and out. Simple, and I'm pretty sure it will work, and I think they would have enough space for it. Now, why do I bring this up? Well, not to say I'm better than the guy on TV, because I'm sure I'm not, but to show a problem that I think a lot of people who are building stuff have. I don't know if I have it. It's where you start working on a problem and you lose sight of the actual problem. So, from my point of view, the guy who was trying to get the hoist into the back of a Bentley was working so hard to get the hoist into the back of a Bentley that he lost sight of trying to get the Segway into the back of the Bentley. So instead of just giving up and saying, okay, this might be wrong path, let's go a different path that doesn't involve the hoist, he was a bit caught up. I've done this many times. I'm not trying to say that he's a stupid idiot, because he's not. It's just more of a cautionary tale of, if you're modifying something and you look at it and you find out that you can't tell what it once was, you might be going down the wrong path. Basically, if you any time you're working on a project, just sometimes step back, look at what you're doing, find out if it actually makes sense. It's pretty much all I wanted to say about it. That and my cool graphics. Anyway, I'm still working on the water cooling thing for the rack. Some stuff happened, like a claw breaking and trying to get a hoist working. So, hopefully I'll have some updates on that. But I do have some updates for the network. Or, I can't call it, the channel. It's not really a network, it's a channel. 2 new shows. One, I'm pretty sure I'm going to call it, Coding by Bob, or something like that. It's a show that'll hopefully get you guys into programming if you're not already. Try to teach not necessarily how to code, but how to learn how to code. Basically, what I find is coding, most of it is the question you ask, not how well you know the code. Don't get me wrong, knowing the language is important, but equally as important is knowing how to ask the right question, to form the question in a way that'll get you the result that you need. So it'll be kind of going more into that than the language, but I'll show you everything. The other one I want to start is teardowns, where I take something and I rip it apart to find out how it works. Simple, and I'm thinking of starting with a washing machine and a dryer because my brother just got a new set and he's throwing his out. So, free stuff to take apart. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks. Bye.